Satsangatve nisangatvam, nisangatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatve nichalatatvam, nichalatatve jivanmuktihi, punarapi jananam, punarapi marana, punarapi janani jatare shayanam. इह संसारे बहुदुस्तारे कृपया पारे पाहि मुरा
सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मत् नारायणः व्यक्तसम्भवम् अण्डस्यान्तस्तिमे लोका सप्तद्वीपा च मेदिनी श्रीभगवानुवाच इदं शरीरं कौन्तेय क्षेत्रमित्यभिधीयते एतद्यो वेत्ति तं प्राहुः क्षेत्रज्ञ इति तद्विदः. So in this 13th chapter we have completed 17 shlokas. In the last class I had missed out a particular shloka, that's the 16th one, and it was pointed out to me. And now I am covering that first that shloka 16, and then going on to the 18th one, because 17th we have completed in the last class. So the 16th shloka is about the kshetrajna, that is Brahman. Avibhaktam cha bhuteshu vibhaktamiva cha sthitam bhuta bhartru cha tadnyayam grasishtu prabhavishnu cha. Avibhaktam, this Brahman is available in all beings, but then the beings appear to be different from each other. But then Brahman, because of the beings being different to each other, it appears that Brahman is also different in each being. Each being has that kshetrajna element in it, that is the sentience, that the chaitanya element in it. Since we are counting each being as different from another, we tend to see that Chaitanya is also different in each being. So that is being denied now. Avibhakta, Brahman is not at all vibhakta. That is, it is not divided at all. It doesn't have parts at all. It can't be divided. Avibhaktam cha bhuteshu, bhutas are beings. Vibhaktam iva chastitam. Brahman appears to be as though different in each being. Bhuta bhartru cha tadnyayam grasishtu prabhavishnu cha. So Bhuta bhartru is this second line is about the srishti sthiti samhara function of Brahman. Bhuta bhartru is the sthiti function. It maintains all beings, and grasishnu is the one, the samhara kartru, that it absorbs everything at the time of pralaya, and prabhavishnu is the one, Brahman is the one that creates the entire world along with the jada and chetana aspects. So in the Bhashyam, Bhagavad Gita says, Avibhaktam cha pratidekam vyomavate tadekam. So it gives the analogy of space. Space, even though is not something which is endowed with parts, yet it appears as different in the pot, in the house, in the huge stadium, etc. So, in the same way, Brahman is also avibhaktam, but then it appears to be different in each body. Bhuteshu sarvapranishu vibhaktamiva cha sthitam. So, Bhuteshu is, he is giving the explanation for Bhuteshu. It is sarvapranishu, all the living beings. Let's call it Bhuta here. In some other classification, even the jada will become bhutas. In that case, the explanation is bhavanti iti bhutani. What all things exist, they are all called bhutas. But here, and panchabhutas are also called bhutas. But here, bhuta means the all the living beings. Vibhaktamiva cha sthitam deheshveva vibhavimanatvat. He gives the reason also why it is appearing to be different in each body. Because body, the Chaitanyam is available or can be appreciated only and only when associated with the body. Without the association of the body, it is impossible to appreciate Chaitanyam at all. Even in association with the body, we are inferring, seeing the activities of the body-mind complex, and then concluding that there must be a sentient entity behind this activity. So there also it is inference combined with the Shastra Pramana. So bhuteshu sarva pranishu vibhaktam ivacha sthitam deheshveva vibhavyamanatvat. Vibhavya means it is being experienced in the bodies alone. Bhuta bhartricha bhutani vibhartiti tat gneyam. Bhuta bhartricha, vibharti is it bears upon itself all the entire creation. So this means it is the sthitikarta. Bhuta bhartru. Bharta is in the colloquial language, it is Bharta means husband. So he is the one who bears the code of the entire family. So he is called Bharta. This word Bharta is used in Malayalam and Telugu very much, and very rarely in Tamil and Kannada. Bhuta bhartricha bhutani vivarti tat gneyam. Bhuta bhartricha sthiti kale. Pralaya kale grasishno grasana shilam. Grasana means actually literally swallowing. So it swallows, it gobbles up the whole creation in the at the time of pralaya. Pralaya kale grasishno grasana shilam. Utpatti kale prabhavishno. So prabhavana shilam. Yatha rajvadihi sarpadehe mityakalpitasya. So he is bringing the brand, Advaita brand of Raju Sarpa analogy here. Utpatti kale Prabhavishnu. So at the time of creation, Brahman is called Prabhavishnu. That is Prabhavana Shrilam. That is, it is an expert in creating. Yatha Rajvadihi Sarpadehe Mithyakilpitasya. So he is now giving the analogy of the rope, etc., becoming or seen to be the cause of the superimposed serpent, etc. So by etc., we have to take the other analogies, like for example, the shell, which will be the substratum, and silver will be the superimposed. So we have so many other examples also. So Rajvadihi Sarpadehe Mityakalpitasya Prabhavana Shilam. So that is the Anvaya. So Sarpadehe are definitely the ones which are superimposed, they are Mithya, Kalpita. So they are not real. So in the same way, this srishti of the whole world by Brahman is also of similar nature. Really, Brahman doesn't create anything at all. It only appears to be creating. And how do we say that, why should we bring in Brahman at all for this? So for this, we have to remember that all these things stated by the Shastra about Ishvara, they are all on the level of Adhyaropa. That is, with a view to teach us that Nirguna Brahman, which is one only without the second called the world, since the world is being experienced by us, in order to take us from this to the Nirguna, Nirvikara, Nishkriya, Ekameva, Advitiya Brahman, the Shastra has to explain the perceived world by bringing in the concept of creation, etc., etc., and superimposing them on Brahman, which is really not a creator, not a sustainer, not a destroyer. These things are superimposed on Brahman. So this sloka is also Adhyaropa sloka. So Utpatti kale Prabhavishnu cha Prabhavana Shilam yatha Rajvadihi Sarpadehe Mityakalpitasya. So there also in Vivartavada, where the analogy of Raju Sarpa is given, the substratum rope, without undergoing any vikara, any transformation, any change, it appears to be a snake, etc., for the onlooker. So in the same way here also, Brahman is not undergoing any change at all, any transformation at all, but the world appearance is there, experienced by the jivas. So in order to account for that, the Shastra first says that it is actually Brahman that is creating this whole world, and an Acharya like Bhagavad Pada has to explain to us that what really is meant by creation. So he is encapsulating the whole of Vedanta into this one particular line for this sloka. For this sloka, the Bhashya is only about 2 lines, but then he is encapsulating so much of Vedanta in this Bhashya. Okay, moving on to the 18th sloka. Yathoktharthopasamhararthaha ayam shlokaha arabhyate. So what all has been stated from the sloka number 1 to up to sloka number 17 is being summarized in this 18th sloka. Iti kshetram tatha jnanam gneyam choktam samasataha madbhakta etad vignaya madbhavayopapadyate. So he is summarizing the entire content of the 17 slokas. 3 topics were dealt with. Kshetram was stated to be what it is. Jnanam, that is the means to attain Brahman, Amanitvam, Adambitvam, etc. That was stated in a few slokas. And the topic of Kshetrajna, what it really is, has been stated in a few slokas. So all that is being summarized here in this sloka, saying, Iti Kshetram Tatha Jnanam Gneyam Choktam Samasataha Madbhakta Etad Vignaya Madbhavayopapadyate. My devotee, Bhagavan says, the one who is committed to realizing my true nature, Etad Vignaya. Etad is, by Etad, what is meant is the 3 that is invariably required to attain this knowledge. That is, one has to know what Kshetram is, one has to know and practice the means for attaining Brahman, and one has to also know what the goal is, that is Brahman. So all this knowledge is definitely required. So Madbhakta Etad Vignaya, by knowing all this, what happens is Madbhavaya Upapadyate, one attains to the nature of Brahman. And this Madbhavaya Upapadyate is a term for other schools, but for Bhagavad Pada, that's not at all a problem, because in Advaita, Jiva is non-different from Brahman. Brahman alone is appearing to be the Jiva, and through sadhana, the Brahman alone performs the sadhana, and Brahman alone realizes it to be Aham Brahmasmi. So that is the Vrihadaranyaka 1.4.10 essence. So here, Madbhavaya means literally it is the Jiva who is a sadhaka. He attains to the nature of Brahman. So he realizes himself to be Brahman. But for the other schools, it's not so. So they have to give kind of diluted meaning for the word Madbhavaya Upapadyate. Iti evam in the Bhashya, iti means evam. Thus, iti evam kshetram mahabhutadi drityantam. In 2 slokas it was stated. That is actually in 3 lines, not even 2 full slokas, 1.5 slokas it was stated. So here, all this, the entire kshetram was encapsulated there. Mahabhutani ahankaro buddhir abhyaktam evacha indriyani dashekancha panchacha indriya gocharaha icha dvesha sukham dukkham sanghata chetana dhritihi iti kshetram. So Bhagavad Pada says Mahabhutadi, that's the first word of the first line, Mahabhutani ahankara, and the last word of the 3rd line, that shloka number 6, dhriti. So Mahabhutadi dhrutyantam, that is that the whole thing encapsulates the kshetram. What is kshetram? That is the prakriti and its evolutes. All that is jada and all that is observed. Tata jnanam. So here in this context, the word jnanam means the means to jnanam and not jnanam per se. So tata jnanam amanitvadi tattva jnanartha darshanam. So amanitva vadambitvam, it starts, and after a few slokas it ends with tattva jnanartha darshanam. So all these things are means to attain jnanam. Then gneyam cha, gneyam etat pravakshyami. From there it started in the 12th shloka. Ityadi tamsa paramchate in the 17th shloka that we had covered in the last class. Ityevam antam uktam samasataha sankhepataha. All this have been stated in a concise manner. Etavam sarvaha hi Vedarthaha Gitarthascha Upasamhriti Uktaha. Bhagavad Gita says that all these 3 topics which have been dealt with are nothing but the whole of, they constitute the whole of the Veda, that is Vedartha. Vedas are there to teach about this only in essence. And this is the essence of the Gita also, Gita Shastra also. So, Yatavan Sarvaha hi Vedartha Gitarthascha Upasamharitya Uktaha. Upasamharitya means in a concise way, it has been very clearly stated here. Asmin Samyak Darshane Kaha Adhikarite iti uchate. Who is the one that is qualified to attain this realization? Samyak Darshana is the ultimate true realization, approach jnanam, and who is the one that is fit to attain this? For that, Bhagavan says, Madbhaktaha. So, Mayi Ishvare Sarvagne Paramaguru Vasudeve Samarpita Sarvatma Bhavaha. So, Madbhavaha means here, Madbhakta is the one who has surrendered himself completely to this Bhagavan, as he alone is my gati and nobody else, none else. And here it will be actually on the face of it appearing to be Saguna Brahman, but actually it is that Nirguna Brahman who is appearing as Sarguna Brahman with a view to relate, with a view to help the sadhaka to relate to that Brahman. So there is no other way in which the sadhaka can relate to Brahman in the initial stages apart from this personal aspect. So, Mayi Ishvare, this is actually the concept of that last line of every shloka of the Dakshinamurti Stotram. Tasmai Shri Gurumurtaye Namayidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. So, there in that book, our Acharya has clearly explained that through this line, Bhagavan, Brahman is making itself available to the Jiva to relate itself to himself, to Ishvara, and through that come to realize the Tattva. Mayi Ishvare Sarvagna. So Sarvagna is one epithet, Paramaguru is another epithet, and Vasudeva is another epithet. Samarpita Sarvatma Bhavaha. So this Brahman, which is called by the name Vasudeva, and this Vasudeva word can be misleading, because it is the Gita Shastra and it is Krishna saying that, and Krishna is Vasudeva's Suta. But that is not the meaning Bhagavad Pada intends. He has clarified elsewhere also. Vasudeva here means the ultimate Tattva. Vasa iti Sarvan iti Vasudevaha, or Vasanat Vasudevasya Vasitam Bhuvanatrayam. So because of the existence, the whole creation derives its existence from the existence of Brahman. That is, without Brahman existing, the world cannot exist at all. So the world or the creation has no existence of its own. It is borrowed existence from Brahman. So Vasanat Vasudevasya. So that is Vasudeva. Paramaguru is the ultimate teacher. Vedantakrit Veda Videva Chaham. In the 15th chapter, Bhagavan says that I am Vedantakrit. Vedantakrit means he is not the creator of Vedanta, but Bhagavad Pada there explains he is the one Vedantartha Sampradayakrita. The tradition of the teaching of the essence of the Veda for moksha is initiated by Bhagavan. So that way he is Vedanta Krita. So Veda Paramaguru is that way. Then Sarvagna, he is omniscient. Mai Ishvare, and Ishvara is the one who is the Srishti Sthiti Samhara Karta. So all this is combined in this word Mat. Mayi Ishvare Sarvagne Paramaguru Vasudeve Samarpita Sarvatma Bhavaha. So this Jiva who becomes an aspirant for Jnana, over time he comes to surrender everything of himself in this Bhagavan. There is nothing of myself or my own other than this Bhagavan. So this is how it is. Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. There is another statement in the Gita itself. Yate Pashyati, Bhagavan Bhagavad goes on to add a very impactful statement. Yate Pashyati Shrunoti Sprishati Va Sarvameva Bhagavan Vasudevaha Ityevam Graha Avishta Buddhihi Madbhaktaha. So Bhakta is being defined as whatever is seen by eyes, Pashyati. Shrunoti, whatever is heard, whatever sound is heard through the ears. Sprishati, whatever is touched by the sense of touch. Va, Sarvameva Bhagavan Vasudevaha. Everything that I see, everything that I hear, everything that I contact is nothing but Bhagavan Vasudevaha. Ityevam Grahavishta Buddhihi. So here he is adding much more power to this statement. Evam Graha Avishta Buddhihi. That is, Graha is a spirit. Grahavesha is being possessed by a spirit. Here it is not in the negative sense, but it is in the positive sense. And we are reminded of the statement in the Bhagavatam when talking about Prahlada's nature and bhakti. The Bhagavatam says that Prahlada was possessed. He was, as a boy, as a young child, he was given so many toys and all that for playing. Playthings were given to him by his father. But then he was not at all interested in those playthings. He was interested in Bhagavan only. And there, in that context, it is stated that he was possessed by the spirit called Krishna. So even though Krishna is an avatara which comes much later, there Krishna actually means Parabrahman. That is, it has got different etymologies also. It is not Vasudeva Putra Krishna, but it is Brahman. So there, Krishna Graha Vishta Chetaha. So he is as though possessed by the spirit called Krishna. So here, Bhagavad uses the same expression, Ityevam Graha Vishta Buddhihi. So, and how does it express? It expresses whatever I see, whatever I touch, whatever I hear is nothing other than Brahman. So for him, everything is Brahman. Sarvam Brahmamayam. So, Avishta Buddhihi, Madbhaktaha. Such a person is called Madbhakta by Bhagavan. So Bhagavan approves this kind of a person as Bhakta. No doubt, Bhagavan even approves the other types of Bhaktas like Arthaha, Jignasu, Artharthi. Those who seek something from Bhagavan. Even those are considered by Bhagavan as Bhaktas. But here, this Bhakta is the supreme Bhakta. And he is the one who is most loved by Bhagavan, because Bhagavan has said that in that shloka in the other place that he is my very self. Jnani tvatmaiva mimata. Madbhaktaha sa etat yathoktam samyak darshanam vignaya. So now when it is said that when Bhagavad says in this sentence, asmin samyak darshane kaha adhikriyate. So here it is not the entrant to this Vedanta Shastra, where for example in the Brahma Sutra Bhashya, then it is said that the person who is qualified to enter into Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam, such a person must be possessing the fourfold qualifications like Viveka, Vairagya, Samadhi, Shakka, Sampatti, and Mumukshutva. So that is one level. But here it is taken to the supreme level. All those four qualifications are taken to the supreme level. And only here, such a person is called a Bhakta. And such a one alone is qualified to attain this Aparoksha Jnana. So there, in that Brahma Sutra Bhashya, there he is qualified to study this Shastram and then get the Paroksha Jnana. Whereas here, the one who is ripe enough to just get the Aparoksha Sakshatkaram, such a person is being stated here. So, etate yathoktam samyak darshanam vignaya, such a person, having realized this Brahman, which is stated as by the name samyak darshanam vignaya, having realized it, madbhavaya, mama bhavaha, madbhavaha, paramatma bhavaha, tasmai madbhavaya upapadyate, moksham gacchati. So here, the shloka madbhavaya upapadyate, the word is being explained here. Madbhavaya means mama bhavaha, madbhavaha. So my nature is madbhavaha, my true nature, paramatma bhavaha. Here the saguna Brahman aspect is removed, and only the nirguna Brahman is stated as paramatma bhavaha. Tasmai madbhavaya, otherwise aikya will not be possible at all. So madbhavaya, tasmai madbhavaya, upapadyate, moksham gacchati. So he is the one who is qualified to attain to my nature, true nature. So for that, the immediate requirement is samyak darshanam. For that, the immediate requirement is a bhakta or the aspirant of such a nature, such a very top-notch qualified person. So all these things are taken to the height. Tasmai Madhavaya Upapadite. What it means is, it is not that he attains to my nature or comes to my loka or something like that. He attains liberation. That's all. That is, the avidya nivritti has happened, and he is the one who realizes himself to be ever realized, ever liberated. Okay, so now in the next, for the next sloka, Bhagavad Gita gives a introduction, putting in place the sequence. Tatra saptame ishwarasya dve prakriti upanyasте parapare kshetra kshetragna lakshane etadyonini bhutani iti cha uktam. So now he is recalling the 7th chapter. He has done that already before also in this chapter itself. And now he is again recalling the 7th chapter. Tatra saptame adhyaye ishwarasya dve prakriti upanyasте. So there it was called Jiva as one aspect, and the Prakriti, that is the Jada aspect, as another aspect of Ishvara. Two aspects. Ishvarasya dve Prakriti upanyaste etadyonini bhutani iti cha uktam. Para Prakriti and Apara Prakriti. These are the terms used in the 7th chapter. Para Prakriti is the higher nature, and Apara Prakriti is lower nature. So the lower nature is the Jada aspect, and the higher nature is the Chaitanya aspect. So Tatra Saptame Ishwarasya Dve Prakriti Upanyaste, they were stated, Parapare Kshetra Kshetragna Lakshane. So now we have to match. In the 7th chapter, in the shlokas, the terms Kshetram and Kshetragna were not used, but here the matches them. In this, the Kshetra and the Kshetragna being used in this 13th chapter, he matches them with the Para Prakriti and the Apara Prakriti. Kshetragna is the Para Prakriti, and Kshetra compares to the Apara Prakriti. So Parapare Kshetra Kshetragna Lakshane Etad Yoni Bhutani Sarvani Upadharaya. That was the shloka there. Yoni is the cause. So Etad Yoni, that is, the whole creation is an effect of these two causes. That is the Purusha aspect and the Prakriti aspect. The entire creation cannot come just with one either of this. So we can't say that Purusha creates the whole thing by himself. No, that's not possible. Nor can we say Prakriti creates the whole thing by itself. That's also not possible. These two have to come together for creation. That is the idea. So etad yonini bhutani iti chattam. Kshetra kshetragna prakriti dvaya yonitvam katham bhutanam iti ayamartaha adhuna uchate. So now the modality in which the kshetram and kshetragna, that is the Para Prakriti and the Apara Prakriti together, how they achieve this bringing about the creation. So how is it possible? How is it done actually? That modality is being stated in the sequel, in the few shlokas. So this is the avatarika, or the introduction to the topic which is going to be taken up next. So we'll take it up in the next class. So we end this session here. Sambhavam mandasyantastu me loka saptadvipa cha medini shastram shadiram imamsa devastu parameshwaraha acharya shankaracharyaha santu me janma janmani yavinaya sampannam vetaragam vivekinam vande vedanta